If you've had some experience with women, you will know that chasing women doesn't work. But where a lot of guys go wrong is realizing that chasing women doesn't work and then thinking that what they need to do is just avoid going after women, work on themselves, and then women are going to come to them. All the pretty girls, the beautiful women are going to come to them. And if you have been trying that yourself, for example, you will know that it doesn't work, right? Pretty women just don't do that. They don't come over and say, hey, I get the sense that you've been working on yourself and you're going places in life. Can I be your girlfriend? It just doesn't work that way. So for some guys, even initiating something with a woman makes them think that they might seem like they're chasing her. They might seem like they're needy, like they want her and want something to happen. So they feel like they can't really initiate anything. But what they don't realize is that women choose from the men who initiate things with them. Because women don't go around saying, hey, what are you doing? What are you up to? You got a girlfriend? Can I take you out sometime? Can I get your number? You're looking good. Give me your phone number. Let's go out on a date. Right? They don't go around doing that. Instead, they choose from the men who initiate things with them. And when a man initiates something with a woman, he doesn't need to be perfect. Instead, he just has to initiate things in an attractive way. And it doesn't have to be perfect attraction either. And this is why the majority of women are absolutely fine not getting with their quote-unquote dream guy. They'll get with the guy who initiates things with them, makes them feel attracted, and moves things forward. And he may not have created a perfect type of attraction, but he may have confidently initiated things with her, and she was impressed with his confidence. Or he may have been a little bit confident, but he was just so charming, and maybe he was a bit funny, or maybe he was good at flirting, or maybe she was impressed by how assertive he was when he asked her out, or when he moved in for a kiss, or when he suggested that she come over to his place. Or maybe he's one of the guys who has a high level of social intelligence, which is also very attractive to women, to the point where she feels like he's a cool guy. He gets a lot of things, and they're able to get along and have interesting conversations, and on top of that, he's confident. And he's able to make her feel some attraction, and she has a good connection with him. And she then selects him as her lover, boyfriend, or even husband because women choose from the men who initiate things with them in an attractive way. But as I said, it doesn't have to be perfect attraction to the point where the guy's an absolute stud, right? And he can get all the girls in the world. Instead, for many women, they go through their life and guys definitely look at them everywhere that they go, but guys don't initiate anything with them because they're afraid of rejection, or they don't know what to say, or they think that the woman must already have a boyfriend because she looks good. So when a guy comes over and initiates things with her in an attractive way, he is an option for her, right? She is feeling some attraction, and for most women, they're going to be thinking, yeah, this feels good. All right. She says yes to giving her phone number. She says yes to go out on a date. She comes back to his place. They kiss, they have sex, they start a relationship, and off they go. And the thing is, the guy hasn't had to chase her or anything like that. He's not being needy. Instead, he's just initiating things with her, right? Which is what a man needs to do. A man needs to initiate something with a woman. One of the differences between chasing a woman and initiating things in an attractive way is that when you're chasing a woman, she isn't reciprocating, right? She's not reciprocating with signs of interest and opening up to you and wanting something to happen, right? She's trying to get away from the interaction, or she's not replying, or she's not saying much during the conversation, or she's turning away and wanting to talk to her friends instead and starting to ignore you. Or you ask her out and she says no, and then you ask her out again and she says no, and then you ask her out again and you plead and you try to get her to say yes, please just go out with me. That's chasing. Right, but initiating things with women in an attractive way means that she's going to be feeling attracted to you, and she's going to be reciprocating by showing interest, by contributing to the conversation, by replying to your texts, by facing you, by wanting to interact with you, by saying yes when you suggest catching up, and so on. But of course, women are women, and they don't always just say yes right away. Sometimes a woman will play a little bit hard to get to test your confidence, right? She wants to make sure that you're confident enough for a girl like her, or that you really are interested in her. So, for example, you may have initiated a conversation with a woman in an attractive way, and she's feeling attracted to you, but she then starts to feel a bit insecure and thinks that maybe you're just talking to her and wanting to get with her, but you don't really like her that much. Maybe you talk to lots of girls and you're essentially just talking to her because she's in front of you. But if another girl was there, you probably like the other girl more than her. So she starts feeling insecure and worrying, and as a result, she starts to pull back some interest. And she wants to see, are you going to continue interacting with her because you truly are interested in her? Or if she pulls back some interest, are you just going to think, oh, whatever, I wasn't really interested in her anyway, and just walk off and talk to another girl, or just stop talking to her or stop texting her? She wants to see how interested you really are. Additionally, sometimes a woman will want to see how confident you really are. So she'll playfully mess with you during the conversation. She'll playfully tease you, or she'll disagree with an opinion that you've given to see how you're going to handle yourself, right? She wants to see, are you the sort of guy who has confidence that is essentially as strong as fragile glass? Just a little bit of a tap on the glass and it fractures, or a few of them and it shatters and breaks and falls apart. She wants to see how strong your confidence really is, right? So those sort of things can happen, but she's still going to be reciprocating because she's still going to be in the conversation and wanting to interact with you, right? She's not going to be walking away. She's not going to stop texting you. Instead, she's reciprocating. She is interested. She may test your confidence or your interest in her initially, but she's still there. Right? That's a lot different than chasing a woman who isn't reciprocating and she's not wanting to interact with the guy. She's giving short answers all the time. She's turning away, or she just doesn't answer his texts, or she keeps saying no to dates. Right? That doesn't work when a guy is just chasing and chasing and chasing. Yet that doesn't mean that you or another guy who wants to get laid or get a girlfriend shouldn't initiate anything with a woman because it might make him seem needy or too keen or something like that. Instead, to expand on something I mentioned earlier, most guys just look at women and don't initiate anything, even though women select from the men who initiate with them. And that's where the opportunity is available for you if you're brave enough to initiate things with women, and you can do so in an attractive way. Now, of course, some guys do attempt to initiate things with women, but they often do so in an unattractive way, where the guy is insecure, self-doubting, he's being too passive and following along with what she's saying or following her lead in the conversation or interaction, and he doesn't have the trait of assertiveness, for example, where he can tell her to give him her phone number or say that they should catch up and grab a drink, or suggest that they go and sit on a sofa together, or they go hang out at his place. Instead, he might be more passive and be interacting with the woman and hoping that she's going to suggest something, or she's going to make a first move, or she's going to make it completely obvious that she wants to kiss him or give her phone number to him. And the woman then senses that he lacks that assertiveness that women find attractive. They don't want to be with a guy that they have to lead all the time and they have to essentially tell what to do, right? Ask me out on a date. Or, hey, you and I should catch up. Give me a number, I'll take you out sometime, right? Women don't want to be behaving like that. They want the guy to be more assertive and move things forward. So if you have the confidence and courage to initiate things with women that you find attractive, and you can do so in an attractive way, then the world's your oyster, right? You essentially have your pick and choice of women. And that's what I personally experienced when I figured out how to initiate things with women in an attractive way. Even though when I was going out there and doing that, there were other men around who were taller than me, who had big muscles, who looked better than me. Right? I'm 5'9" in terms of height. And there would be 6-foot guys and more than 6 foot, and they would have model features at times, and they'd be built and they'd look much better than me. But I was the one initiating with women that I found attractive, and I was initiating in an attractive way. So women then saw me as an option to select from, because women choose from the men who initiate with them for the most part, right? Sometimes a woman will walk over to a man and she'll show some interest, but that only happens in a very small percentage of situations. And it's usually if the woman is unattractive and she's walking over to a guy that is very handsome, or if the woman is pretty, then she will be drunk and her friends will dare her to go over and talk to a guy. Or it'll be a case where she may know someone that the guy knows and they're part of the same friend group, so she feels comfortable walking over and talking to him, or they work together and she has seen him around and she feels comfortable walking over and starting a conversation because of that. because she has the excuse of she could just be talking to a coworker and so on. But in pretty much every case, what you'll find is that women don't go around initiating things. Instead, they choose from the men who initiate things with them in an attractive way, right? Sure, they do get some guys initiating things with them in an unattractive way, but those guys get rejected. The guys who get results initiate in an attractive way, even though the woman may have wanted a guy who was taller, who was more handsome, who dressed better, and so on. But the guy who initiated with her was confident enough to do that, and he then knew how to make her feel attracted. So she's like, well, this is a good option. I like it. I'm feeling attracted. And he then asks for her number. She says yes. He asks her out on a date. She says yes. Or he moves in for a kiss and they kiss. He suggests that they sit on a sofa. If they're at a venue or a bar or something like that, she sits down with him. And after a bit of conversation, he initiates physical touch. He initiates a kiss and they start kissing. And he may then suggest that they go to his place to hang out. And the next thing you know, she's back at his place and they're having sex and they become boyfriend and girlfriend. Even though there may have been other men around who looked better than him, who were taller, who were more successful, who dressed better. She chose from the guy who initiated with her in an attractive way. So how about you? Are you one of the following three types of guys? Right, number one, a guy who has realized that chasing women doesn't work, but has then gone on to think, well, I should build up my body or my career, and then beautiful women, pretty women are going to come to me. And that hasn't been working out, right? If you built up your body, you may have got some additional looks from women, but a woman looking at you doesn't mean that you're getting laid or you're getting a girlfriend. She's just looking at you. You still need to be able to initiate things with her in an attractive way. The second type of guy is a guy who does initiate things with women, but only with women that seem like easy ones to get with. The women who are less attractive. The women that he's really not that interested in, but he feels like he can get. Right? If he goes over there and talks to her, she's probably going to give him a chance, or she's probably going to be a bit easier than the women that he really wants, the pretty women that he's avoiding. And number three, a guy who initiates things with women that he finds attractive, that are pretty, but he then doubts himself when interacting with those women. Right? He starts interacting with them and he doesn't believe that he is good enough. And it comes across, it shows in his body language, in his behavior, in what he's saying, what he's not saying, and so on. And as a result, those women lose interest because they don't want to be giving a chance to a guy who feels intimidated, who feels less than, and is hoping to get a chance, is hoping to have the woman take pity on him. And she gives him a chance even though he's feeling intimidated, he's feeling insecure, he doesn't feel like he's good enough, right? She doesn't want to do that because it will usually result in the guy being insecure in a relationship, becoming clingy, possessive, overprotective, and so on. So if you're one of those three types of guys, then the solution for you is what I teach at Master Attraction. At Master Attraction, I teach you not only how to have the confidence to walk over and talk to a woman that you find attractive, but how to actually feel worthy of that woman, how to actually feel good enough. So you're not feeling insecure, you're not panicking, you're not worrying, you're not feeling like you're less than in comparison to her. You feel like you're at least an equal, but if you really do it right, you feel like you're a bit better than her. And if the woman is pretty, that's the sense that she wants to get anyway. She wants to feel like the guy is a bit better than her, he's stronger than her emotionally. He is more switched on, more savvy, more secure. And that is attractive to her. It's impressive to her. She sees him as a sort of guy that she's going to be able to look up to and respect. Not a guy that is going to fall apart if she tests his confidence, if she plays a little bit hard to get. He seems like he has the sort of confidence where he can handle being with a woman like her. And once you have that all-important, essential confidence that you need to not only initiate things with a woman, but to feel worthy, I then continue on teaching you new, non-physical attractive traits that you can display when you're interacting with a woman that will make her feel more attracted to you. And when you do that, you get better results with women. And when you learn an additional non-physical attractive trait and you display that, women feel more attracted to you and you get better results with women. It just keeps getting better and better. As a result, you don't ever have to chase women, because they're feeling attracted to you. They're reciprocating. They want to be in the interaction. They want to be on the date with you. They want to kiss you. They want to get into a relationship with you. It's completely different than going through your life and ignoring women and hoping that they're going to come to you if you work on yourself enough. And it's also completely different to chasing a woman and hoping that if you just keep talking to her and keep showing interest, keep asking her out, she may give you a chance one day, right? Those are failing strategies. What works is when you initiate things with a woman in an attractive way, because women choose from the men who initiate things with them in an attractive way. And what you'll notice from now on, if you haven't noticed it already, is that most guys don't initiate things with women. They just look at women. They hope that women notice them and come to them. But that's just fantasy land. It's dreamland. Right? It's not how it works. If you want to get laid or get a girlfriend, initiate things with a woman in an attractive way, and she will automatically see you as a potential lover or boyfriend. When an attractive opportunity is presented to a woman and she's single and she's looking for a boyfriend or a lover, she wants to open up to it because that's what she's looking for. She's looking for a lover, a boyfriend, or even a husband. And there's an opportunity in front of her and you're making her feel attracted, so she opens up to that. Yet if you don't initiate anything with her, it's highly likely that she will not initiate anything with you. If you want her, you simply need to initiate things in an attractive way, because women select from the men who initiate things with them in an attractive way.